Well, hello and welcome. This is a little bit of a wander around that I'm having up at a place called Castle Hill in Huddersfield in West Yorkshire. It's a pretty mild sort of day. It's 8 degrees outside. The wind isn't too bad. I've got kind of a little wind thing on the microphone, so hopefully any of the breeze that's passing over it isn't going to be a problem. But this is little sort of a folly that's on the hillside, and you can see it for miles around here in Huddersfield because it is on such a prominent kind of plateau here just on the edge of the town. And we'll take a little look at the town itself now, just so that we can look at the zoom on the camera. Today I'm using the Panasonic camera in 4K, so hopefully we should be able to get some pretty reasonable views. The one thing I have forgotten, and this is what happens when you're doing these kinds of impromptu, I'm going to go out and do a bit of videoing sort of stuff, is I've forgotten to bring with me my arm for the fluid head on the tripod, so during any pan or sort of tilt shots I'm going to be having to do it without the usual arm that sort of just fastens onto the side. Not ideal. We'll see how it goes. It might not be as smooth as it should be, but we will find out. So let's just first of all take a little bit, we'll come in a little bit closer onto the castle itself. And of course, now if I had the arm, this is where it's maybe going to become a little bit. I'll just lift you up a little bit here if we can. It's probably going to be a bit juddery, so apologies for that. And we'll just zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, it does make a difference having the proper control arm on this thing. Now, I'm just going to try the ND filter a little bit higher, see what that looks like. It kind of gives you that kind of cloud structure that you can see as well. But don't know how much you can see the castle structure itself. Now, I don't know if you're able to walk up there, but we might go and have a look and see if you can in fact get up to the top of that, because that would be a pretty spectacular view. But just in case you can't, what we'll do now is just free up the liquid head. We'll just zoom back out a second and we'll take a little look here at the area of Huddersfield town centre over here, and I can hear somewhere in the distance there's either a helicopter or an aeroplane possibly taking off from the little local airfield that we've got in Huddersfield. Zoom out again. There is the thing, whatever the thing is. Oh, it's a helicopter. Look, that is quite a distance away. Let's just focus in on any things that stand out. Let me think. So, I mean, over in that direction there, we'll have a little zoom into there. That's on sort of maximum zoom, I think, on this camera. So that is looking down right at the centre of, if I just bring you slightly left there, it's kind of the centre of Huddersfield. Here in West Yorkshire. And then I'm just trying to see if I can spot any other kinds of landmarks that we, I mean, in the very distance over there, I just have to come up a little bit here to to show you this. Zoom out a little bit first. We'll zoom. Those two towers, I think that's called Pole Hill or Pole Moor. And around that area there's a VOR transmitting aerial that the aeroplanes use to go into Manchester Airport for directions to get into the airport to find the ILS instrument landing system radial that they then track and then go down that into the airport. So pretty quiet here today up at Castle Hill. We've got somebody doing a few donuts in the car park now who've just arrived, but you can see there's quite a lot of craziness going on behind me. Well, that was the craziness there of some young kids just turning up and doing what they do. So you can get from here a just kind of, I suppose, just to give you an idea, I'll just kind of pan around to, are we fully zoomed out first of all? Yes, we are. So I'm just going to pan around a little bit now. This is the car park here. Castle Hill is one of those places where you never really know how busy it's going to be. Sometimes it can be incredibly busy, and other times it can be kind of quiet. And today is largely one of those days when it is fairly quiet. It's not like hugely crazily busy, but there are one or two people just appearing. And I think part of it is because it is starting to feel a little bit cold here now, compared to when I first arrived. You sort of sit outside, stand outside, the breeze is getting a little bit higher. So what I'm going to do now is get a little bit closer to this structure and see if we can see it a little bit nearer. So that is the Castle Folly itself. Now, just from here, before we get any closer to the castle, because I think we're probably going to demount from the tripod to get a bit of a look around it, make it a bit easier. I'm just going to come back and bring you round to something in the distance over there, but I'm just going to have to re-level the camera a little bit because we're now not level. If I can get that right. Still doesn't look level, does it? So I'm probably going to have to just adjust this a little bit. That is going to be just a bit awkward without this arm on this. That little structure there is Emily Moore Mast, which is the television mast. But I don't know now if it's probably owned by a company I don't know the name of, because it's one of those facilities that changes hands, kind of seems to change hands every 10 years. And it used to be the TV mast that broadcast Yorkshire TV many moons ago, and then I think it was taken over at some point by NTL, and they ran it for a while, and I don't know now who's actually running that facility, but it is quite a distinct, and I'm hoping it's in focus because it's hard to tell through this little screen. Yes, I'm just looking, it does appear to be in focus. I'll maybe move it a little bit to the right there to get it just, if we can, in focus. But that, I think, is that on full zoom? I think we are. Yep, go back. Not quite on full zoom because then we're slightly cutting the top off of it a bit. But you can see there was like while they were doing some work on that particular tower, they erected that second temporary one, which I think is the one that's been working and transmitting for some time, while the other one was repaired. So I don't know how long that's going to be there. As I understand it, I think they're going to take away that sort of thin metal structure and return presumably to using the concrete mast. So yes, that is Castle Hill, and it is starting to get cold now, particularly when we are wearing no gloves. And not only are we wearing no gloves, but the I'm just going to have a little walk around the perimeter. I can see there is a doorway there, but it seems to be locked and shut, so I'm guessing it's one of those places where maybe either health and safety reasons prevent you from having a wander up inside and standing on the top, or maybe it's one of those where they just do it once a year or something like that. So yeah, that's the base of it. That's kind of what it looks like looking up there. Try not to lose my balance as we do this precarious stuff. That's with the earthing wire there, that's coming down. The lightning conductor. The lantern on this tower was bought with public subscriptions to an appeal by Huddersfield Civic Society to commemorate the Silver Jubilee of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, 1952 to 1977. And of course, recently the Queen passed away. So, I mean, there seems to be some steps here that you can get so far, it would appear, up this tower, but then I think you just come to a doorway here, and yeah, you just come to a big steel door. What's behind that big steel door? It's definitely not somewhere where you would want to be for long. My fingers are absolutely freezing now. That's kind of overlooking Huddersfield again. Anyway, right, so I think for now that is it. Thank you very much for watching this short rambling video about nothing, as always. Do plan to retire early from work at the end of this year, and the idea will be, I can get down these stairs without breaking anything, and the idea will be to spend more time creating YouTube content. I've got a couple of different channels, but I do enjoy doing the video stuff, so that's what I plan to try and do, and bring you more videos on here of more interesting things. Thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.